The reality is that Bitcoin transactions are permanent, they are public, and they can be tracked and they can be linked. They're going to take all of the transaction information that they can get. And this is going to start with big banks going on their own personal data sets. It's going to flow from there to people going, oh, where can we get this information publicly? Well, the Bitcoin blockchain is available for anyone for free at any time, right?
Edward Snowden issues a serious warning regarding privacy in the era of artificial intelligence and blockchain technology in this compelling keynote address from the 2024 Bitcoin conference. Based on his distinct experience in intelligence and cybersecurity, Snowden describes how sophisticated AI models may soon be used for blockchain transaction analysis, compromising the privacy of cryptocurrency users everywhere. Edward Snowden made the lack of anonymity in Bitcoin transactions clear. Snowden points out that while Facebook has created tools to encourage decentralization and prevent monopolies, this is motivated more by self-interest than compassion. Though critical of Mark Zuckerberg, he commends Facebook's efforts. According to Snowden, transactions made with Bitcoin are traceable, permanent, and public. Most transactions are connected to real-world identities through on- and off-ramps, similar to legacy exchanges, which share data with regulators. By extension, this indicates that a large fraction of transactions is identifiable or doxed. Machine learning models are altering the blockchain's previous feature of allowing private transactions. According to Snowden, these models may soon be able to deduce information about an individual's associations, conduct, and even thinking by analyzing metadata like transaction patterns. This is comparable to the metadata collection methods used by the NSA, which Snowden believes violates the Constitution. He cautions that although there isn't any proof yet, it's likely that these models are being developed and used. Watch clips from the interview for further insights into Edward Snowden's speech. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more content. Enjoy the video. Today's video is sponsored by EMCD, a convenient crypto ecosystem based on one of the largest cryptocurrency mining pools in the world. Over 300,000 users from more than 20 countries have already chosen it. EMCD has everything you need for crypto operations: a secure crypto wallet, a fast peer-to-peer exchange, a top world mining pool, and a savings account with passive income coin hold. Conveniently, everything is inside the same ecosystem. If you're a miner, you need to join EMCD for some of the best perks available on the market. EMCD offers a very low commission of 1.5%. What's more, mining fees could be easily eliminated if mining rewards are deposited into the EMCD coin hold to earn up to 14% annually. You enjoy daily interest accruals and payouts. All earnings are consistently updated and paid out daily. 7 coins are available for mining: Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Dash, Dogecoin, Ethereum Classic, Litecoin, and Caspa. I'm quite excited to announce that EMCD has an exclusive bonus for Savvy Finance viewers. With my promo code SAVVY, you get a 33% discount on mining pool commission for 7 days. Use it during registration. Plus, the EMCD Vibrant ecosystem offers several other exciting crypto services. One is the EMCD Coin Hold, which I strongly recommend for storing your cryptocurrencies for up to 14% gains annually. CoinHold is a crypto savings account where your crypto works for you, helping you to earn more without lifting a finger. CoinHold offers users some of the most attractive conditions on the market, up to 14% on stablecoins and 8% on other cryptocurrencies. And with my promo code, CoinHold users also get plus 3% on USDC, USDT, and plus 1% on other cryptos for 90 days. Daily payouts of earnings, plus a vibrant crypto ecosystem with a mining pool, secure wallet, and a peer-to-peer exchange. Also, you can learn crypto for free on the EMCD Academy Telegram. Start maximizing your crypto potential with EMCD today by clicking the links in the description box below.
Whether we're talking about large language models, Facebook, which again I've been throwing invective at for the beginning half of the talk, has actually been a force for good in this space. Not because they love you or they love us or they love me or anything like that, but because they're afraid their competitors, like OpenAI that I mentioned, are going to build a structure around them, ring fence them in a little plot that they can then tax forever. And Facebook doesn't want to end up there, right? So they go, well, what we'll do is we'll develop tools and give them to everyone else so a monopoly can't form and be used against us. Self-interest more so than altruism, but I still applaud it, right? And I'm no fan of Mark Zuckerberg, but he's done wonderful things here. I hope he continues. I know it won't last forever, but for the moment, while it does, I'll welcome the help that we can get there. But why am I bringing this up, at a Bitcoin conference? Well, the reason why is that Bitcoin transactions are not private. All of you know this here in the general sense because it's 2024 and this is not, back in 2013 where we're saying, Bitcoin is perfectly anonymous and it's money for criminals and whatever. The only person who still believes that is Elizabeth Warren. The reality is that Bitcoin transactions are permanent, they are public, and they can be tracked and they can be linked. An enormous proportion of them are fully doxed, just not publicly doxed. And this is because how do people move in and off of sort of the Bitcoin network, any crypto chain really? And it's through the on and off ramps, right? Through these legacy exchanges that get licensed by whatever New York State or whatever country, whether it's in Dubai, whether it's in New York. And they are sharing the information en masse with what we politely refer to as regulators, but what are plainly described as great powers. Right? People are not really focused on sending this stuff to the government of Barbados, but if they're worried about catching an indictment from that government, they will send anything that government asks for to them, and then they'll say, "Is there anything else you need while we're at it?" Well, there was still one saving grace, which was there were parts of that chain which were not fully identified and verified. You could have private transactions. You could send $5 for your buddy for pizza, as long as the on-chain transaction fees were low. Otherwise, you wait and save it up. But the idea here is that you could still engage in the network and presume that it would just age off eventually. It's out there. It's on the blockchain. Somebody has it. Maybe they'll prune it. But it's not you. It's not that everybody will know everything you did anywhere all the time forever. Because when they have your transaction history, they have your life history. They know what you read, what you buy, who you send, who you support politically, like where your donations went. All of that is available to them. They can infer your thinking. They can infer your affiliations. At the NSA, we called the kind of information that was not the details of a conversation, right? Not literally reading like your texts, but simply saying that you texted someone. And this was under their interpretation. In my interpretation, it's a violation of the Constitution, but in their interpretation, this didn't impact the Fourth Amendment at all because it's not a search, because it's not reading your messages themselves. It's simply tracking the flow of messages. We called this kind of information metadata, right? And that metadata padded out what was your pattern of life. Metadata can be plainly described as activity records. It's the same kind of thing that a private investigator would get if they just followed you around all day. Metadata could be collected automatically by ingesting the world's internet communications through these machines, right? But somebody still had to put their cup in the big bucket, pull it out, and lay it out on their desk and make sense of it. Machine learning models are going to change this. In my opinion, this is already being done. We simply don't have evidence of it yet. It's going to be testing. It's going to be development. We don't know how it's being applied, when it's going to be truly operational. But it is fantasy to imagine that they're not doing this.
Since Bitcoin transactions are permanent and trackable, Edward Snowden cautions against believing they are private. Soon, metadata will be analyzed by machine learning models to infer the affiliations and behavior of individuals invading privacy. He commends Facebook for its efforts to advance decentralization, but points out that profit drives them. Edward Snowden issued a warning, claiming that privacy and freedom are compromised by the tracking of Bitcoin transactions, which will be used to train AI models to spot anomalies. Large banks and enterprises will employ personal data sets to feed these algorithms and facilitate identifying, fiction, and flagging anomalous transactions. This wider issue affects all transactions, not just Bitcoin ones, like those made using Visa, MasterCard, and PayPal. According to Snowden, the United States lacks privacy protections, which facilitate simple access to and use of personal data by governments and corporations. He has been admonishing about this for a decade and feels that there is not enough time to address it. If this problem is ignored, the effects will only worsen, resulting in a concentration of power and a loss of individual freedom. Snowden challenges the audience to consider privacy protection and transaction security on the Bitcoin network. He observes that the current structure is unjust and unsustainable, reflecting a fractured society. The winner-take-all dynamics that result in an unjust system that is difficult to uphold are reflected in the shattered state of the internet. Let's go back to the interview and watch more clips to gain insights from Edward Snowden.
They're going to take all of the transaction information that they can get. And this is going to start with big banks going on their own personal data sets. It's going to flow from there to people going, oh, where can we get this information publicly? Well, the Bitcoin blockchain is available for anyone for free at any time, right? And how do you train these models? You need learning sets. You need training data. You need data sets. So they're going to pull everything they can. They're going to feed it through these things. And they're going to try to teach them originally, I think this is going to be the easiest thing, what does a normal transaction look like? You know, what do 95% look like? And then they're just going to go, what is anomalous? What is strange? What is unusual? What doesn't quite fit? And then they're going to go from that's a 5% probability down to a 3% probability, then try to get it smaller and smaller and smaller until they can just basically have people that are getting reports spit out on their desk, little, chat messages to their terminal, basically. They're saying, this just happened, this just happened, this just happened. Do you want to continue? And that banking officer is going to get a click OK to continue on your life, on your ability to transact, on your ability to trade. It's not just going to be Bitcoin. It's going to be Visa. It's going to be MasterCard. It's going to be everywhere. It's going to be PayPal. I think we really need to think about how do we secure the transactions on the Bitcoin network moving forward? I have said this for 10 years. I have been ignored for 10 years. Well, we're running out of runway. And again, right now, every time you're on this network, and I love this network, I've used it many times, you are going to be adding to the data set. Even if they don't identify you because you're the, whatever mystic cyber ninja that knows how to protect yourself, who is the counterparty that you're trading with? Are you sending it to your buddy? Are they doxxed, right? Are you sending it to a business that you're paying? Are they doxxed? And larger parts of this transaction mesh of this network, as they get identified, the space for everyone else to have any kind of private interaction diminishes. Now, you might go, well, these big businesses, Visa, MasterCard, they have the transaction history for everybody, everywhere, all the time. And you don't know what they're using it for. But they're not screwing you, right? These enormous data sets are a liability. We know they cannot protect them. You cannot control them. And they can have enormous influence over our lives. All of these people who are coming up on stage and saying these wonderful things about how much they love Bitcoin, how much they love you, they're going to do all these wonderful things to make something better. The United States is the only advanced democracy on the planet that I am aware of that does not have a basic privacy law. We have the Fourth Amendment, right? That only binds the federal government. That doesn't do diddly squat to protect you against corporations. And the government, for 90% of their work, probably 95% of their work in intelligence nowadays, they simply go to corporations and ask them for information. It's end run around the Constitution. And we have been able to suffer this, right? Again, the game is too good to leave. Not because we love it, but because we haven't had a choice. Well, we're running out of time to fix this, and the consequences of ignoring it are about to get a whole lot worse. Nobody sees them. This is not Terminator, right? This is not Skynet. This is not robots descending from the sky to drag you out of your home. That might come someday, but that's a long way off. We're talking about things that are much more banal, but much easier to do. We talk about that concentration of power. These politicians, right? A lot of them probably don't love that they have to come up on this stage and give a dog and pony show to dance for the crowd that is suddenly much more powerful. Well, the people that they have always been accountable to are about to get a much tighter hold on the leash, not just of them, but of everyone. The reason that the internet feels broken is because it is reflecting a broken world. It's reflecting the consequences of all of these winner-take-all dynamics. It is reflecting the boundless ambition of these generations of princes. And it has left us with an unfair system, which means an unstable system. Why do I think all of this AI stuff is likely? Well, the reason is that unfair systems produce dissatisfaction and therefore are hard to maintain.
Meanwhile, Bitcoin is currently at a pivotal moment, with its open interest, OI, in futures rising, and the cryptocurrency's price moving into a new range. Following the Bitcoin 2024 conference, Bitcoin's futures open interest has broken out of its previous range, a development that analysts view as significant. Independent analyst Horse noted that Bitcoin's futures OI on Coinbase Pro has surpassed levels maintained since March, when Bitcoin hit new all-time highs. Open interest, which reflects the total number of active Bitcoin-related derivative contracts across exchanges, suggests that new positions are being opened, potentially increasing market leverage and volatility. The increase in OI coincides with a rally fueled by favorable shifts in U.S. political attitudes toward cryptocurrency. Horse highlighted former President Donald Trump's comments at the Bitcoin 2024 conference, suggesting that the crypto sector has been handed strong bullish signals. While the long-term impact of these signals is still debated, there is an increased case for being long-term bullish on Bitcoin. Horse also observed that Bitcoin's price rose following Trump's speech, with long positions in perpetual and options markets being closed out. He described this as bullish, but warned that new long positions might be risky due to close invalidation points. Analyst Skew agreed, noting that the Bitcoin perpetual futures market is generally net long, and emphasized that significant spot buying would be needed to push Bitcoin's price to $72,000 and mitigate risks for long positions. As we conclude, what do you think about Edward Snowden's speech at the Bitcoin conference? How can Bitcoiners ensure maximum privacy protection? Please drop your thoughts in the comments below, share this video, and hit your thumbs on the like button. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.